Well, the Trump administration's view for the future is up for discussion on Sophie & Co. today. Sophie Shevardnadze interviews a former Wall Street banker and the author of the best-selling book, House of Cards, William D. Cohen.
We went from 8 years where businessmen were sort of persona non grata in Washington to complete change in that picture where businessmen seem to have a more of a welcoming opportunity in Washington. They can seem to be invited every other day to meet with President Trump. So I think basically that portends good things for job growth, increased profitability for companies, and general increase in people's wealth and well-being. So I think it has the potential to be very positive, but we'll just have to wait and see what the details are.
Moving on now, Marion Le Pen, the niece of France's National Front leader, has been speaking exclusively to RT. The politician claims the party is the sole one which has a chance of winning this year's presidential election that offers serious change.
For now, we are the only power in French politics that is pushing forward the sovereign project, based on Europe that is formed of national sovereign states. There are no other candidates that support this project and have the potential opportunity to even get through the first round.
Well, the leader of the party, Marion Le Pen, was met with cheers as she outlined her key policies at a rally in Lyon. She's pledging a so-called Frexit, a referendum on France's membership of the European Union within half a year if elected president.
As a president, I will announce a referendum on the membership of the European Union in 6 months. I will discuss with our European partners the renegotiation of France's position in the Union. The EU is a failure which has kept none of its promises, particularly in the spheres of prosperity and security. This system chains us, does not function, and what's worse, ruins our society. We are going to apply a procedure according to which an illegal immigrant can never be legalized and certainly not naturalized. An outlaw situation cannot be regulated by law. When a person is inspired to settle in a country, one does not begin by violating laws.
Well, as things stand, according to the latest polls, Marine Le Pen would be the president. François Fillon sits second in those latest polls, while independent candidate and former socialist Emmanuel Macron is third. Now, his recent rally was surprising in its similarities to Le Pen's, as well as another independent candidate now running for president, Jean-Luc Mélenchon.
We can no longer defend a political system that weakens democracy every day. We can no longer praise the European project without proposing at the same time another vision of Europe. I refuse to accept that a man in the name of religion can refuse to shake the hand of a woman.
We do not want to go to war with Russia. The Russians are our partners. Defensive Europe is the Europe of war, and we stand for a peaceful Europe. France will not accommodate any military action.
Well, on this statement, the similar statements, we spoke exclusively to members of the National Front who say mainstream politicians emulate the party's policies to win votes.
I think that in every election campaign, the right and the left are trying to use the views of the National Front. Nicolas Sarkozy did it in 2007, but when he came to power, he did the opposite to what he pledged. It seems like in every campaign, the absolute disoriented right and left use our ideas in order to be elected. But the French people know that these people won't do anything.
It's a huge talent of Macron to create his imitation based on nothing that actually represents his program. This is a real marketing product. I sincerely believe that this won't help him to win votes.
Beyond absurd and extremely dangerous. That's how the UK press have described an apparent security lapse which made the British Prime Minister's plans visible to anyone using a real-time flight tracker. Information about the flight dubbed May Force One was made visible on flight tracking websites. It was carrying Theresa May from the US to Turkey, a country on high terror alert. Aviation security expert Richard Bloom says there are plenty of methods to conceal the location of a plane, standard process for senior government officials, but that none were used.
With all the information that has been communicated, there's no question that more and more people, if they have the motivation, could have tracked that particular aircraft, its altitude, its speed, its inclination, its overall location. If you're responsible for an aircraft carrying a very important person, like the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, there are many things you can do to make it more difficult to track that aircraft. Apparently that wasn't done in this case.
And it seems security concerns don't end there, as the British press have been revealing.